ForexDayBreak podcast.
Good morning and welcome to episode 96. Forex pairs in this episode are Euro USD. We see a start of the new decline. Euro Pound. We take a look at our opportunities on Euro Pound and US Dollar Swiss Franc. We take our first look of this new pair and see the opportunity here. It is recommended that you will learn to read the market yourself and not just blindly enter trades based on my signals or from any other signal provider. I will not take responsibility from your trading losses or credit from your profits. Okay, that said, let's start this episode. Tuesday morning. It is minus 20 degrees Celsius outside here in Finland, so very, very cold morning. My studio or my office is quite chilly, so I am freezing, but still the markets go on and we need to be on top of things. So let's go ahead and recap yesterday a little bit. So yesterday we made a trade which was sort of successful. Our take profit level was a little bit too high, like I suspected yesterday. So I didn't expect this turnaround so quickly yesterday. I looked at the market situation a few times during the day, but I missed the peak and then the fast drop hit our stop loss. We didn't get any losses, slight profit, so I'm not too worried about that or unhappy about that. But of course it would have been nice to catch that move yesterday. So let's see. We had our trade right around 1086. We had our take profit level, I think 1096, and the market went up to 109465. So quite near we reached to our goal, but just a little bit shy of that target. And then of course the rapid decline which has continued. And since we have now broken the lower part of the trend line, the triangle trend line, in my opinion, this triangle is completed and we can expect the next larger move to be to the downside. And we have now a new trade I entered last night, which is slightly on the profit. This can be, of course, entered. I will post this trade on my signals group. So below the trend line, 108. Well, 108 flat is quite nice, easy to remember. I would take maybe a sell stop order 108, stop loss 108.4, and I'm expecting a quite large decline to be the result of this. We are dealing with a minute wave 5 now, so it should be a quite large wave down, 5-wave sequence, 5-wave structure. And I'm expecting new lows at least below 105.2 and even below the recent long-term low of 104.6. Price now is 108.15. So there's a lot of downside to be expected in Euro USD on the coming days and weeks if we are now started the 5th wave down and the minute wave 4 has completed. So we can draw it here, what I have in mind. So now we have started from the yesterday's high of 109.46. We can now maybe see waves 1 and 2. And now we can expect wave 3 to start and take us at least to 106.5, maybe even lower than that. We have some support levels here, so we can see. Let's take a look at these levels. We have support level at 106.7, another one 106.14. So perhaps those levels will give some support for the decline. But I think this trade we have now on is quite decent. If this plays out, we can expect a lot more downside and pips out of this starting decline. And like I said, I'm expecting new midterm lows, even long-term lows. So 1052 is one target, 1046 is another longer-term target. So let's see how this develops. We are slightly on the profit right now. Of course, yesterday we made one other trade which was not successful, so a couple of dollars was lost yesterday, but this is nothing major and does not do anything to our projections and the lot sizes. So yesterday I showed that spreadsheet that is very helpful to calculate your lot sizes, what should be the correct amount to trade with to keep within your risk tolerance and your risk. So your money management and risk tolerance are on the right track, whatever trades you make. So I think I had 0.07 lots according to my spreadsheet. Now I have two trades and both are 0.05 lots. So we are within the risk management I have calculated based on those spreadsheets. We can, of course, and we will take a look at those spreadsheets every now and then when I enter trades and when I had made some progress, so we can check again the levels that they are on the right track. Okay, so let's move on to, we can take a look at Euro Pound. There's some development in Euro Pound. Yesterday we made a new high, a peak. This new peak is now 0.74220. Remember that I talked yesterday that if we are seeing more upside start to approach the 0.75 level, then this whole structure, whole larger wave count is not correct. But now it looks like we may have started the decline. We have seen the end for this minor wave 2 correction and can maybe expect more downside until we decline below this support line, which I have on my charts connecting the recent two lows. We are quite near on that support level, but I would like to see a clear break through that support line and perhaps an impulsive structure, maybe on a 1 hour or 30-minute chart, an impulsive 5-way structure on those lower level charts. So then we can start to think about trading this pair if we see that we have indeed completed the minor wave 2 correction and can expect more downside on Euro Pound. Let's take a look at our other trade, which is in US dollar Swiss franc. So yesterday I entered a trade here, maybe a little hesitant trade, which is still running a little bit on the losing side, maybe $8 or something on the losing side now, but I'm expecting this to go up, and I think there's correlation between this pair and Euro USD. That is the main reason I got on board with this trade and on this pair. And we can take a look at the larger structure on this pair. So let's take a look at a daily chart, and here we can see the very large spike, quite close 1 year ago. If you remember, we had this Swiss central bank that suddenly depegged the Euro-Swiss franc decoupling. So there was a lock on Euro and Swiss franc, and this was suddenly taken apart, and this of course resulted in a massive spike in just a few minutes. One day was this whole big spike, and I have labeled this spike as intermediate wave X. And during that day I remember this day very well. So during the a day we had maybe a 50% retracement of this move, and after that we climbed almost all the way back to the same spot where this move started from. And since then we have formed a triangle formation. I have labeled this as a minor wave B. We can see the structure in here. So clear triangle AB, CDE structure. And after that we can expect a 5-wave structure to the upside as wave C forms. We have now seen waves 1 and 2 completed of this wave C, and now also waves 1 and 2 of minuet degree. So we can expect a third of the third wave to be the next one on the sequence. So this is usually the most powerful wave, so we can expect a lot more upside. If this has started is a little bit unclear at the moment, but if we go back to the 4-hour chart, right here in the 4-hour chart, we can see that the corrective wave, minute wave 2 I have on the charts, went quite close to the support or supportive trend line, which connects the upper parts of the triangle. So we went almost to that level and got strong support out of that level. So this 07985 level is very near of that support zone. So after that we have a wave 1 and 2, and now in my opinion we have started minuet wave 3 of minute wave 3, which should be the most powerful in the sequence. So we can expect a large 5-wave structure to upside in my opinion. We may have seen now waves 1 and 2 and also a smaller degree waves 1 and 2. So we can expect a lot more upside if this wave count is correct. The trade I will post, not necessarily this same trade, I will post a new buy stop level similar than this, because this trade now is a little bit on the losing side, but still I'm pretty confident that we are going to see more upside, and next larger move should be to the upside. We can maybe expect a little more downside, a smaller correction. We can actually take a look at this on a 30-minute chart here. So here we can see a 5-wave structure out of the recent low. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we can maybe make out a 3-wave structure, but perhaps we will see a little more downside, and perhaps towards the $1 level. I think that is a psychological quite strong support area, which actually hasn't been so strong recently. Price has consolidated on the $1 area, but not a very strong clear support. But if we get more downside, I think this $1 level should be one support area, and we have our stop loss slightly below that. So a larger move to the upside is expected. We are in a third of the third wave based on my wave count. Okay, that's all for today. Show notes at ForexDayBreak.com/96. See you tomorrow.
ForexDayBreak.com.